So you sleep all day, you're always tired, you just drink, sleep, wake up, drink, sleep, wake up. You feel like you have no direction, you feel like you have no purpose, and you just don't know what you're good at. Like, you feel like, what am I here for? What is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of my life? What am I here to do? What am I here to fulfill? What's my gift? Do I even have a gift? Am I just useless? Am I just here floating? I'm just a floating body here on earth. We call that depression. My understanding of depression is that it's a soul that's already dead. So, no, you don't want to kill yourself. You don't want to die. You're already dead. Your soul is already dead. And what I mean by a soul that is dead, I mean that is a soul with no life in it. There's no life. Like when you think, all you're thinking of is doom. All you're thinking of is a void. All you're thinking of is death. But it's not that you want to die, it is that your soul is already dead. Your soul has no life. There's no imagination. Within your soul, within your subconscious mind, within your spirit, there's nothing. You feel lost. And that's why people who are depressed tend to also feel like they lack purpose. They feel lost, lost in the void. They don't understand why they're here. And the reason you don't understand why you're here is because you haven't cultivated an imagination, you haven't cultivated a direction. You lost faith. Now, when I speak about faith, I'm speaking about a will and a drive. Somebody who's depressed has no will, lacks a will to live. Find that will. Find it within the depths of your soul. Create it if you have to. And to create a will is to tap into your soul, tap into your subconscious mind. Tell it that you want to find direction. Tell it that you want to go somewhere. Declare that you have direction. And then when you have small little thoughts, thoughts that seem insignificant, thoughts that seem useless, when you wake up, write your thoughts. Write them down and let them flow on the paper. Speak, if you prefer speaking. Speak into a voice message. So like on WhatsApp, for example, you can send a message right to yourself. If you're somebody who feels like you prefer speaking to other people. Speak. Do a voice note. Speak. Record yourself on a camera. Just to keep it in your drafts if you want. Just say whatever comes to mind. Say gibberish. Say nothing and everything all at the same time. But speak. Let something come out. Let your brain function. Your brain is not functioning. Your brain is moving on autopilot right now, which is to survive. That's why you just eat and sleep. That's what you know. And you also sleep because you're avoiding living. Because you feel like if you sleep, at least you quicken death, the process of death. Because you don't want to be here, or you've convinced yourself that you don't want to be here because you feel like you have no purpose, or you feel like you have you feel like you have no will to live. You do have a will to live. It's just hidden. It's buried. It's buried under the words of, I don't want to live. I don't deserve to be here. Nobody loves me. Nobody can tolerate me. I'm a burden to everybody I know. It is buried under those words, your purpose. Dust it off. Stop aligning with words that don't define you. Just because people have said those words to you and now you say those words to yourself, which is why you feel you're unable to wake up, which is why you feel like you want to hasten the process of ending life. It is because you have buried underneath these things that seem heavy is you there trying to lift it all away. But your conscious mind, the mind that is able to function, is not helping the subconscious mind, which is your soul. Help yourself. Eliminate those words. And I know it feels like a lie, me telling you to tell those negative, and those words are the ones killing you. The words of feeling like you don't belong. I don't belong here. This is not my space. I'm too small to be here. I shouldn't be speaking. I'm too meek. I shouldn't be here. Nobody wants to hear my voice because I'm not good enough. I don't have any talents. I don't have any purpose. I'm purposeless. I'm useless. I'm just here to fill up space. I shouldn't be here. That's what you tell yourself every day, and then you're wondering why you're depressed. Because people have told you these things, and so now you believe them. How about you believe in yourself? How about you believe in your potential? You feel like, oh my God, I have no talents. No, I have talents. Say it with pride. Say it with a voice that is determined. I have talent. And then watch your subconscious mind help you remember what your talents are. Because when you were younger, I'm sure you were doing some stuff. I'm sure there's things you enjoyed doing. Not only were you doing them, you enjoyed them. You did them with your whole heart and what? Soul. That soul that is dead now was once alive, once had a spark. You have that spark, that star in you is dead, has been killed by words of defeat. You're not defeated. You have so much life to live. You have so much life to give. You are presence. You are the present that this world needs. So embrace it. I embrace my power within. I don't dim my own light. If anything, I let it shine bright. I let it blind the haters. But it welcomes the ones who want light. That's what you say to yourself. Embrace who you are, the star that you are. I am a star. Say that and believe it, guys. That's why I'm saying it with so much conviction, because I want you to believe it. Believe it in the depths of your soul, the one that is dead. But I'm a star. Who dimmed my light? Because it wasn't me who started dimming my light. Who made me believe that I wasn't worth being here? Who made me believe that I fill up too much space and I don't deserve to be here? Who made me feel small? Who shut me down when I spoke? Who was I scared of? Who made me scared of them? Who threatened me when I existed in my fullest potential? Who made me feel like what I was doing was useless? Who laughed at me when I had big dreams? Away with that person. I have big dreams and I'm here to fulfill them, regardless of who's watching, regardless of who laughs. Because at the end of the day, the reason they laugh is because they laugh at themselves when they want to accomplish something, because they've also been laughed at. But I break that cycle. I don't relate to negative thoughts. I wear with them. Soon all those negative thoughts that were killing you will dust away, because you're cleaning your mind in this process of affirming yourself. But these are not just words of affirmations. These are a change of identity. You're stopping to identify with the version of yourself that doesn't want to live, and you're starting to identify with the version of yourself that is a star. You are a star. And you must be wondering, how am I a star? There's already enough stars. There's not enough space for all the stars. Yeah, that's what you've been taught. That's not the truth. You are a star. There is space for you in as much as there is space for me, in as much as there is space for Barack Obama, in as much as there is space. There's even space for people who are negative. So why can't you in your positive light shine? Why can't you be seen shining in your brightest light? Being positive, being lovely, living in your fullest potential. You're depressed. No more. You're depressed no more, because you're about to tap into that bright potential that has been hidden. Whether it's by your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your grandparents, whoever is the one who raised you, whether it be your friends who bullied you and made you believe that you don't deserve anything in life, whether it be the people who bullied you in school and made you feel small. First of all, I want you to start having boundaries to those negative thoughts when they come. The same way you're going to start having boundaries to people who speak down on you. When you say, I have a big dream, I'm going to accomplish it, and they say, no, give up on that dream. Say, no, I'm not speaking about the dream that I want you to accomplish. I'm speaking about the dream that I will accomplish. When someone says, "Oh no, but like you're thinking too big," that's not possible. To you, that's not possible. I know it's possible because I will accomplish it. And now, when you do this, the only way you're going to lose faith is if you don't even believe what you're saying. You need to understand what you're saying. You're not just believing it, you're understanding it. You're understanding that you have a space on this earth that is for you. You are understanding that you are big and you deserve to fill up the space that you're in. You are understanding that people can't speak down on you. The only way you will lose faith and become depressed again is if you don't believe in what you're saying. Your mom tells you, "Oh no, that's not possible." You tell her, "No, for you, for me it is, and I will accomplish it." But you're not accomplishing it to prove it to her or to him or to them. You're accomplishing it because you know you need to accomplish it. That is your sole purpose. And I know that now that I said need, it feels like a heavy load. Don't let it be a heavy load, because it's something that you can accomplish. You will accomplish it because you know you deserve to accomplish it. So now shift from the word need to like it's some heavy barricade that needs to be lifted, and think of it as, oh, but my soul deserves to accomplish the things that they want to accomplish. My soul deserves it because there's space for my soul. So I can do it. I can and I will. Believe it, guys. Believe it, honor it, cherish it, and cherish the fact that the idea even exists in your mind. The fact that the idea exists says a lot. It says you're meant to be great. And that seed is being planted. But no, you prefer the seeds of doubt. When the seed of doubt is planted in your mind, you let it grow. And then you wonder why you're being burdened with these words, because they've grown. They've grown so big, your light is below. It has been buried underneath these words. That's already died. That's why you felt like you were already dead. And the only way you can even believe in your potential is when you've lost so much, when your soul is utterly killed, that there's nothing else that you can lose. You must be desperate to have your soul's wants be accomplished. That's why a lot of people, it's unfortunate, but a lot of people, myself included, it is only when they're homeless, it is only when they have no food to eat, it is only when they have absolutely nobody when they start accomplishing their goals. And that is life happening to you. No, for you, not to you. That is life telling you that, hey, we've tried waking you up as much as possible, but clearly you want to have absolutely nothing before you start living. Don't let that be you. But if it is you, be so desperate to get out of the situation of misery, of poverty, of homelessness. Be so desperate to accomplish your goals. But it is usually when you've lost everything, when you get to that point of desperation. When you have lost everything. So, I don't want you to have lost everything. I want you to be desperate now. Be desperate now to make sure that your goals are accomplished. Be desperate while you have food on your plate. Be desperate while you have a roof over your head. Be desperate now. And don't be scared that the people that are taking care of you will stop taking care of you, because I promise you, your subconscious mind, your soul, and your spirit, they got you. So long as you start understanding that it is here to help you. It is here to make your vision come true. So trust and believe in your subconscious mind. Trust and believe that your will be done. When you say, I'm ready to fulfill my soul purpose, say it. You're ready to fulfill your soul purpose now. Your subconscious mind will work to give you ideas that work in your favor in accordance to the things that align with your soul purpose. And when you hear that little sound, that little idea, do not ignore it. Listen. Write it down if you have to. Speak it aloud to yourself. Repeat it as many times as you can. Look at an image that resembles that, and look at it until you can envision it as your own. Envision yourself within that image. And then you need to start acting according to that idea. Be that. Embody that. Not just mentally, but now physically. Be the version of yourself that you want to be. That one that is most alive. That one that is not just alive, but thriving while living. And surely, reality will conspire to work with you. Your reality will be as your mental image, will be as the words you wrote down, will be as the words you utter every day. And that is how you combat depression. Guys, I feel like as a society, we haven't been taught what it is to live, what it is to really live, because doubt. We've been fed with doubt and fear. Fear not. Have faith. And live. Have a prosperous, successful life. I wish you the best in this journey. I was depressed for like 4 or 5 years because I lost faith. Because I simply didn't believe that life was for me. I had finally all the words that had ever been said to me, all the criticisms, all the hurt that I'd ever experienced was now the dominating force. And I allowed those words and those limiting beliefs and feeling small and feeling useless and feeling like my purpose was never going to be fulfilled and feeling like I don't deserve to be on this earth because I'd made to believe that I don't deserve love. I let those words and feeling like isolated, like I was alone and that I'll never have people around me, I let them dominate me. And then I started acting in accordance with that. And because that's what I could envision loneliness. And I had thoughts of feeling like I don't belong in this world, around the people around me. I then embodied that. And I embodied somebody who didn't have friends, who didn't have people around her. And I didn't have people around me. And the people that I did have around me were just as negative as my thoughts. Well, that's what I perceived them to be, because I'd already had a limited mindset. I already had a mindset of loneliness. And then I didn't have anybody around me. And because when belief is strong, I promise you, your reality will be just as strong. And then I started sleeping and waking up and eating and sleeping and waking up and eating and sleeping. And then I was just a sloth that I was nothing and had nothing to believe in. And I lost all passion for everything. And I'd lost life slowly like that. So it is now when I'm like, wait, I'm tired. I'm tired of not knowing who I am, you know? And I was like, I'm lost. And if you pray to God, be like, God, I'm lost. I want to be found. I want to find a purpose. When you pray to God, it is kind of like speaking to your soul, you know? It's like speaking to your subconscious mind. Then things start to align. So if you believe in God, then reality will align. If you believe in your subconscious mind, then it will embody, it will find the answers for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it will give you the answers because your subconscious mind is broad with knowledge. Can you imagine from the day you're born until today, how much information you have consumed from all sorts, whether it's the internet, whether it's history books, whether it's everything and anything. You have learned so much. So your subconscious mind is a portal with a lot of answers. And so when you say you're lost and you want to be found, it registers those words, want to be found, and it starts analyzing, just like the internet would, all data that conspires to have you be found. And so it's like, okay, this is what you like, this is the path that you were going in before you were depressed, this is your purpose. You like to speak to people, you know what I mean? You like to make people feel healed, do you know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, speak about this. And there's an idea, whether it's like, you have a thought, like my thought, for example, was, you are depressed because. And so I was like, okay, so I'm going to make a video called You Are Depressed Because. And then I was like, okay, back to my subconscious mind or to God. Well, I want to speak to these people with purpose. I want to have words that are aligned with this title, and I want it to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. I want to be clear in my words, not stumble over them. And that is how I was able to speak to you guys. Because I've learned that if I don't make that intention clear, my subconscious mind is now scattered. Because I have a lot of knowledge. But like when it's scattered, then I'm not able to focus. But I'm trying to focus on one topic, which is you're depressed because of this, and I want you to overcome it. I want there to be a beginning, a middle, and an end. And this is my conclusion now. I'm telling you guys my experience with depression, and I'm telling you the steps that I've taken to overcome it, because I don't want you guys to feel like I'm just giving you words that are useless, that there's nothing you can do with them. I'm telling you my method so that you can also figure out what works for you. I just say it out loud. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I want to accomplish. And my subconscious mind works in my favor. It doesn't take 10 days to work in my favor. It works in my favor currently. Do you know what I mean? And it has worked in my favor. I feel like I've started very minimally. And I've had very clear and concise words because I wanted to get across to you, and I want you to understand what I'm saying without thinking too hard. I want my work to reach all sorts of people. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to use complicated and hard words where you feel like, am I even relating to her at this point? Do you know what I mean? Because we can all relate to each other at the end of the day. So I hope you felt something. I hope something resonated. And I hope that you will use whatever exercise works for you, but you may use the tools I've given you to be able to overcome depression, because I'm not depressed anymore, because I'm just like, I deserve to be happy. Like, I deserve it. I deserve it. The same way I deserve to be in spaces that allow me to speak my voice as loud as I want to be without feeling shy, without feeling like I need to be too small because people can't take on what I'm saying, because people can't take on an energy of confidence. I deserve to be confident. That's how you speak to yourself. When you start speaking to yourself like that and you start believing it and it stops sounding crazy, because it's not crazy. It's not crazy to believe that you deserve to be in spaces that you otherwise would have thought you don't deserve to be in because somebody made you feel that way. Because you're not other people's thoughts. Just because they felt too small or because they wanted to overpower other people doesn't mean that you should be small, because you deserve to be a light that shines bright. Thank you. My name is Spiwe, and this is merely my perspective. Take what you will with it. Thank you.